Rejection is a part of life, often a tough part, but how can we choose to use it to our advantage? Can we choose to view it in a different light?
Wolftelligence!
Welcome back to the podcast. My name is R.E. In this episode, we talk about dealing with rejection. It's tough, but it's necessary. And this is a topic that really hits home for me because I used to be way too scared of rejection to the point where it stopped me from trying new things, stopped me from really putting myself out there because I was just paralyzed by this fear. And I know it's going to sound cliche, but what I've come to realize over time through breaking my comfort zone is to realize that the only thing that I really had to fear was the fear itself, because all in all I've realized that rejection is not that bad because I've learned to use it to help me toughen up. And again, this fear just kept me in a small comfort zone. It's something that's going to keep you in a small comfort zone and it'll stop you from growing. And the smaller you are, the more things like rejection are going to really affect you. But I've realized that when I've used rejection to help me toughen up, I've been able to grow beyond anything that I could have known is even possible. And a huge thing is I used to take rejection way too personally. There's no reason to take rejection personally. If I say write a poem and you don't like it, then that's more about you and your taste. It might not have been a good poem, but when I wrote it, I know that it was me helping myself and me trying to help other people. But I know not everybody is going to love the message. And a huge question to ask is, would you rather think what if, or would you rather just go for it? Why should rejection stop you from going after, say, your dream or asking somebody out? Why should that stop you? That's all it is. And I'm going for my dream now, trying to teach people about emotional intelligence, mental health, and self-love, because this is what I'm passionate about, and this is what I know deep in my heart I should be doing right now. And I've definitely made so many mistakes on my journey so far, but I can't even call them failures because I've learned from them. And it's the same thing with rejection. We think that if we get rejected, then that's a failure, but if you learn from it, if it toughens you up, if it makes you stronger, if you learn the intended lesson you should, then there's no such thing as a failure, especially with rejection. It's just another obstacle that you're going to go through, and it's going to help make you stronger. And I know my message isn't for everybody, but a lot of people will be able to relate with this message, and I wish it's a message that somebody told me when I was in middle school. I would have been able to just put myself out there a lot more because I thought every rejection was the end of the world, and it's not. And one rejection that really stuck with me for a while was college rejections. And I know a lot of people can relate to this because I was told that I had to go to a certain school and had to be in a certain class, and I ended up going to the best school that was right for me, but I didn't get into a lot of the schools that I was supposed to get into or that I was told that I wanted to go to, and that really got to me for a while. And that's all it was. I put too much importance on it, and something that I realize now about to graduate wasn't really important at all. It was what I did with the education, with the networking, with all aspects of school. It's what you have to do with it. And it's not going to make sense in the small scheme of things. Or it's not going to make sense in the small scheme of things. But in the grand picture, once life keeps going, you see how the rejection kind of pushed you in a certain path that ended up being the right path. And I know it's going to sound cliche, but it is true. Everything always works out for the best in the long run. Always remember that if you're in a situation where you've been rejected, where you're trying to question the purpose of all this, it's all going to help you in the long run. Just look for ways that you can learn from it. And that's it for today's episode. Keeping it short and simple. Dealing with rejection is tough, but necessary. I hope you got some value from this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.